All right, this lesson is for writing equations in slope-intercept form. So this is our new chapter. So this is starting at 4.1. Make sure you have your textbook, or if you're looking at this without a textbook, that's fine, 176. So I'm going to go through each of these examples with you. So our goal is to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Well, remember what the slope-intercept form is. The slope-intercept form, remember the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, to where the m is your slope and the b is your y-intercept. So remember this format. Now, in order to write it in slope-intercept form, you need two things. You need the slope and you need the y-intercept. If you have that, then you can write it in this equation. So looking at example 1 says write an equation of each line with a given slope and the y-intercept. Well, the slope is -3 and the y-intercept is 1/2. Well, they already give us the slope and they give us the y-intercept. So what we're doing is we're plugging it into our equation. Y equals -3x plus 1/2. That's our equation. Okay, well, this one, slope is 0, y-intercept is -2. If the slope is 0, so if they plug in 0x plus a -2, well, that means that's gone. Their x term's gone. It's a 0 slope. So your equation is y equals -2. So if they give you the slope and the y-intercept, you just have to plug it into the equation. Okay? Now, the next thing, example 2, excuse me, I keep going back and forth because I'm trying to make this short, using graphs to write equations. So this one you're given slope and the y-intercept. This one now you have graphs. Well, write an equation with each line in slope-intercept form. Well, here's the graph form. Again, in slope-intercept form, you need two things. You need the slope and you need the y-intercept. Well, looking at the graph, which one is the y-intercept? Well, the one that intersects the y-axis. And so this is our ordered pair here that intercepts the y-axis. So our y-intercept is -3. Now we have to find our slope. So remember, on a graph, you could either count your rise over your run, or you can use the 2 points and use our slope formula to find the slope. So now this is positive because it's going uphill, left to right. So you're going up 6 and over 4. So up 6 and over 4 reduces down to 3/2. So our slope is 3/2. Our y-intercept is -3. So our equation is y equals 3/2 x minus 3. Again, you need the slope and you need the y-intercept. Be careful on this one. Notice it's going downhill, so it's going to be a negative slope. Okay, and your y-intercept's 2. So your equation, y equals -3, 4, so you're going down 3 and over 4, or up 3 and over 4, but it's downhill, so it's a -3/4 x plus 2. Okay, example 3. Using the points to write equations. Now, to write the equation of a line that passes through the given points. Well, I'm going to switch over here to my notes. If you were given 2 points, then you need to find the slope. So the slope, now notice what I wrote here, 0 and -1. Well, that's your y-intercept. When x value is 0, the y-intercept is this number here. So in order to cross the y-axis, your x value has to be 0. So then you're using your slope, you're finding your slope. So -1 minus 5 over 0 minus a -3. 1 minus 5 is -6. 0 minus a -3, it's going to be +3, and it's going to equal -2. So your slope is a -2. Slope is a -2, your y-intercept is -1, and here's your equation. So when you're given 2 points, then find the slope, and then find your y-intercept. Right now, in this section, all your x value, you're going to have at least 1 point that has the x value of 0. Okay, now example 4. Example 4 says, write a linear function, f, with the values of f of 0 equals 10 and f of 6 equals 34. Now remember, treat these as your x, 0 is your x, and 10 is your y. So the ordered pair is 0, 10. This is 6 and this is 34. Your ordered pair is 6, 34. Okay, so you have your two ordered pairs, 0, 10, 6, 34. I started this because that's the number I need for my y-intercept. When x is 0, that's my y-intercept. Now, I need my slope still, 34 minus 10 over 6 minus 0, 24 over 6, which is simplifies down to 4. Now when you finish your slope-intercept, which I have to change my notes, when you do function notation, instead of a y here, y equals 4x plus 10, because your slope is 4 and your y-intercept is 10, you're going to write the function of x. F of x equals 4x plus 10. So what it says to write is a function of f. Well, this is the function notation. So instead of y, you're going to do that. All right, so your assignment is, and you'll get one of these if you haven't been to class the day that you got these, page 179, really, 3 to 27 odd. Now, they're odd numbers, so you can check in the back. I do have an answer key uploaded to Google Classroom, too. So that is what you're doing. Look back at your notes. It's a very simple concept as long as you remember that you need two things, the slope and the intercept, the y-intercept, to write your equation. Thank you.